I'm Sandy Powell. Welcome to the Roundtable. This is our show I call the Kickoff Summer Show. And it's a topic that I think it's imperative that we speak about. I have two wonderful young men joining me today here on the Roundtable, and here to my immediate left is my grandson Micah Johnson.
Hey.
And then over here, my grandson by love is Jay Hill.
Hey, how you doing?
I love these two young men, and I appreciate y'all coming on the show to talk about a topic that I think both of you become an expert in and can speak to. So thank y'all for coming to be.
Sure, please.
Sure, no problem. That's what I like. And y'all probably saying, well, what do they have to offer to this conversation? And what could they possibly be on the round table talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you. We have all in some way probably experienced bullying. And Jay and Michael both are here to talk about that topic, to express some thoughts and even their heartfelt emotions about bullying and what bullying does. And the shirts that they got on, I want to go ahead and highlight those, is I am somebody. And as you can see, it's a design with the I am, and then up there with the somebody, the person body is saying, it's me. They're declaring that they are somebody. And this came about from the Holy Spirit giving me an idea to help promote young people in the tragedy of being drugged down or trying to be drugged down by those who bully. And so this slogan, I am somebody, speaks not just to our person that's being bullied, but to the person who is actually doing the bullying. So I want to start off with that, just that thought. Like, bullying is a hard thing to deal with, because it resets your self-esteem and tries to drag your self-esteem down. Can you speak to, like, how you felt being bullied? Like, how did you feel when it was happening to you?
Well, I personally, when I was being bullied, I felt overwhelmed. I felt a lot of anxiety, like I was the odd one out. I felt like an outcast. Like people just kept pushing me to the side, and people just kept saying, oh, we want everyone else in this room, but you're singled out. You're not the one here. You're just going to be, put to the side.
Ostracized. What about you, Micah? How does bullying affect you? Like, how does it make you feel?
Honestly, every time when I do get bullied, when I did get bullied, feel like I just wanted to punch somebody in the face. Like, it felt it felt so sad. Like what he was saying. Like, I was like the only one, that I felt like I didn't belong.
Right. And most people that do the bullying, that's what they do. They try to make you feel like you are the outsider, that nobody wants to be bothered with you. And just tell me, why do you think that this happens? Why do you think bullying happens?
I think it's people projecting their own issues on other people. It's the way of sometimes how we see it in the world, how wars start, how battles start. People projecting their own opinions onto someone else, and if they don't agree with it, they're like, oh, you're weird, so let me try to fight you about it. Let me try to pick on you about it. Oh, look at the weird one who's, doesn't agree with everyone else.
Right. Yeah. What do you think, Micah? Why do you think it happens? Bullying happens.
I don't think it happens because, honestly, I think people are just jealous. Like, people are sometimes can be jealous of you. They just don't know how to say it.
So they come out with harmful words. Tell me some of the experiences that you had. Like, what are some of the things that have been done or said, like, to you, like, to, what are some of the things that, and without saying some of the ugly stuff, like,
yes.
like, do they call you names?
Yeah, they called me names. They called me, let's see, they called me ugly. They called me Squidward. They sometimes call me a B.
Yeah, call you like ugly words. What about you, Jay? What are some of the things that you experienced, verbal abuse or whatever?
I've been called weird. That's the main thing that I've been called, really. And sometimes it's hard to find the fine line between the weird whenever they call me that. But in other ways I've been bullied is I've had rumors spread about me. Like, I've had rumors that said that I did something with my sisters.
Wow.
And said that, or that I, touched someone in an inappropriate way.
Yeah. And the thing is that when you're bullied, people who say and do things to hurt and harm you in this way, in the bullying way or aspect, I believe that a lot of times they're deflecting. Like, if I point the fingers at you, then I won't have to have people look at what I feel like is my inadequacies or whatever, or what may be wrong with me. So I immediately try to put the focus on you. Have you ever experienced when someone was being, because kids joke on each other sometimes. So when kids were joking on some particular person, that the bully turns around and finds somebody else, finds you to joke on, and instead of just, he can't take the ridicule, so he turns around immediately and does that to you. Do you experience that? I have experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The recent bully that I had, I realized, because after the incident was, resolved, and pretty much resolved, and we didn't speak anymore. I noticed that whenever the people in my class, because I was in the class with him,
Right.
they would pick on him, and he would get he'd be the punchline of the joke, the butt end of the joke.
Right.
And he would try to put it on someone else as well. He tried to put it on a person in the group, but then they, quickly turn around. The group worked together. Like, they pretty much were banding together to, make it focus on him.
Right. What about you, Micah? Have you, in your times when you have been bullied, let me ask this question, because this is a better question. In the times that you've experienced bullying, I know you were trying to make friends with people. Does this make you not want to befriend people? Is this something that happens when you're bullied? Does it shut you down?
Honestly, it sometimes does. Honestly,
makes you not want to reach out to people and be friends with them.
And honestly, when I'm not gonna lie, so when people do bully me, yes, I feel like I'm been shut down. Then the next day, I'm just I don't know why, but for some reason I just feel calm about it. I just just let it go and stuff.
So you try to just work through it the next day, or try to have a fresh start the next day. Have you ever been bullied so bad that you didn't want to go to school?
Yeah, there's a few times.
What about you, Jay? Have you ever experienced it that you didn't want to, be around your classmates at school?
Yeah, it's actually crazy, because the time that I did get bullied, the guy actually pretty much took one of my friends and sat in the seat that I sat in, and said, "Oh no, you sit over there now." So what happened was he pretty much purposefully asked the teacher if he could switch seats. And the teacher, she was lenient. I'm not blaming on the teacher. She just did.
She didn't know what was going on.
She didn't know what was going on. So she let him move seats. And it triggered me. And I almost had a panic attack. So I ended up actually running away and fleeing from the scene, because I didn't know how to handle someone doing that.
Right. And I think sometimes, to me, some of the kids that get bullied, like you guys, are good guys and girls, that are pretty open to others for friendships and stuff like that. And because you're not what I call about it, like you're not guys that go looking for trouble. You're not guys that are trying to, hurt other people. People have a tendency to take good guys like you and girls who are good girls and dominate, with bullying. And so my slogan, I am somebody, kind of goes into this direction. Because I know when you're in school and you're being bullied, it's hard to focus.
Yeah.
Would you say it's hard to focus, hard to concentrate on your work because you're constantly thinking about who's going to say something to me or do something to me? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, because since he was still in my class after I had ran away, and I had to go back to the fact of like still seeing him every single day, and I had to graduate with him, and I didn't have to walk the stage with him, but I had to see him during graduation practice. I had to see him after graduation.
So y'all never reconciled, never worked this issue out. You left school with animosity, with trouble, where you both were not in agreement with each other.
Yeah, and there were times where he would try to make a conversation, but it's just like he was trying to throw, like, whatever the saying is, trying to put something over top of it, but it's not. You can't.
So he was just trying to be funny.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he tried to, because I'm really good at math, and I help people with math. And he said, "Man, you're probably gonna have to help me with some math." And I'm like, because after everything that's happened, I don't know if I want to help you with math.
Right. I don't know what your motive is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna, and I think that makes you very guarded with a person who has done this to you, or bullied you, or made you feel less than. It makes you guarded, so you don't. Even if it was genuine, it's hard for you to open up to him. You would think. What about you, Micah? Someone who has, been mean to you or bullied you in some kind of way. How is your interaction with them?
I mean, I say that that me and him, like after I basically got punched in the face.
So your bully punched you in the face.
Yeah, yeah. After that, me and him were really cool. After that, yeah.
But how, as far as him being your friend, is he, or your friend, or are you just tolerant of his presence?
I was tolerant of his presence, really.
Right. Okay. And I think that that's where sometimes bullying puts us in that position where we're not necessarily open to our bully, but we just try not to get in their way. Is that something you do too? Try not to get in his way, try not to, irritate or agitate them. Because me, myself, I was bullied as well. And it makes you feel like you're not important. And it makes you feel unloved, and it makes you feel like something's wrong with you. Like, because I felt like something was wrong with me. When in actuality, it was nothing wrong with me. It was just someone who, I say the bully or the person who was bullying didn't really know how to treat me as a person. And I think that that's the same thing with your bullies. Sometimes the bullies don't know how to treat you as a person, and they end up misusing and mishandling you. And I say most of the time bullies miss out on a really good friend, somebody that they really could have been good with, because they don't know how to treat you, because they think, that you're not like everybody else. What do you think about that?
Honestly,
You think that, what do you think about the fact that the bullied person, or the person that's doing the bullying, may not be as confident as they appear to be?
I mean, honestly, so the kid that really did punch me in the face, like when he faced up against his friend, like he was not all that. He actually got his butt handed to him. Like he just got.
Well, and we're not taking a joy in that, but it shows you that even the person that's bullying is hiding. And that's what this, I am somebody movement for me is about, is that 9 times out of 10, the bully doesn't know who they are. And so they go on the attack to somebody else to try to stand on top of somebody else, to be seen or to feel confident about themselves because they're lacking something. What do you think, Jay?
I think, yeah, that's definitely, and I literally just thought of a analogy that go 2 and 2 together, is that people say, and people usually reference this analogy to, when you're trying to find a girlfriend, but it can be mentioned, there are more fish in the sea, but there are also bigger fish in the sea, and you're not the biggest fish. There's always going to be a fish bigger than you. So they'll try to pick on, say, he's a big tuna fish and I'm like a little minnow.
Yeah.
He'll try to pick on the little minnow, but there's a big shark that's bigger trying to pick on you too.
Right. And I think that this is something that I recognize. Like I can speak to that. I think bullying comes from people who are jealous of you, because I've been bullied in that way, by girls when we were younger. I think that they were jealous of us, and so they picked on us or tried to pick on us. And then I was also very short. Like, I'm a little person. And so people picked on me then because of my size. I'm still very short, but now I think I have big attitude now. Yeah. So I don't think that I have that issue. Plus, confidence dispels bullying sometimes. And so I think that this is why the I am somebody movement is what I'm going after, because confidence is something that bullies really can't stand up against.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, because like confidence alone is big in general. If you have the action and the attitude to back up the confidence, then that's what really scares the bully away.
Right. Because they really are looking for the weak. Do you think, Micah, that that's what, you experienced, that the more you shy away and allow them to bully you, the more they did it? Do you experience that?
I mean, yeah, honestly, let's get there's one thing for sure that I'm definitely not weak.
Yeah.
And two, those why they probably thought I was weak. Because one, I got punched in the face. Two, I was like an easy target. Like, everywhere I go, there would be somebody on my tail just trying to bully me or something.
Right. And you've been raised under a Christian family. You've been raised to try and resolve issues.
Yeah, that's the third reason too.
And so because you don't get down and get ugly with them, they feel like that's weakness sometimes. Do you think that that's because you don't come back at them with the same energy that they came at you with? Like, when he hit you in the face, what did you do? Tell him what you did.
So honestly, dude, like, he had shoved me, honestly. So I just I didn't mean to push him hard. I meant to push him hard, but I ain't I could push him that hard. So I pushed him over there where push him over at the bleachers.
And so what happened after that? After you pushed him on the bleachers, when he got up, what happened?
He just, once I turned back, all of a sudden I feel like a
big punch in your face. And from there, what did you do when he got punched in the face? What did you do?
After that, I felt like crying because how hard the punch was.
Right.
But I just had to hold. I told myself, just hold it in, just let the pain. Just let the pain just heal right now. Right. And so I just went in the locker room,
got your stuff together and stuff. Yeah, and I think that because he had been taught as a young child, that we resolve our issues not like barbarically. We don't just pound on people. We don't just hit and fight like animals in the street. We try to use our words to communicate to someone our likes and dislikes. And we've been teaching Micah this from a young age, which I'm sure you probably got the same lessons from your mother and father, is, you can use your words. But everybody's not teaching their children this. Everyone's not teaching their children to use your words to express your likes and dislikes. And so I think this is why sometimes we come up with kids pounding on each other the way they do, like you was pounded on. Have you ever been hit by a bully?
Yeah, I don't think it's been because I remember I did get into one fight. I've been in one fight my entire life, and it was on both sides. It was both my fault and his fault, because I ended up cutting the line, but I had did it for like the entire year. And so he, I don't know, it was like the end of the year, and I don't know, he had, just about enough of it. I don't know.
You tired of your cutting the line.
he was just,
You weren't bullying him, were you?
No, I
Okay.
wasn't
You
bullying.
just wanted to, eat first?
Yeah, I mean, I did it. I always did it as a joke. And then, everyone in the line was like, yeah, get back. And I always ended up at the back of the line.
Right.
And it was just at that moment, he was just like, yeah, duck. And I was like, then he pushed me. Like, he straight up pushed me. And I was like, at first I didn't register. So I was like, okay. I was like, please don't touch me. So then I went up again, and he pushed me again. And I was like, please don't touch me. And so he pushed me a third time. And that's when, like, because I remember I had sharp nails at that time. So I, like, dug my nails into his hand. And then I said, okay, now don't touch me. I kept giving him warnings after warnings to stop, touching me.
Right.
But he just wouldn't listen. And then I literally, because I, just self-defending myself, because he pushed me a fourth time, and then I, grabbed his arm and said, I will break your arm. Like,
so actually you agitated this person in trying to cut the line.
Yeah,
but you were doing it as a joke, you said.
Yeah, it was completely joke. Everyone, even my cousin, my cousin knew it. Everyone in the line knew, like, it was just for jokes.
Right.
And it was also just the end of the year as well. At that particular day, it was the end of the year, so everyone was just chill. Everyone was good.
Just having a good time.
Yeah, having a good time. And then, yeah.
Is this somebody you had problems with throughout the year anyway?
Yeah, he would just be annoying. Like, he was just super annoying to me. He would just, like, come up to me and just, like, say some of, like, the weirdest stuff. Like, just come up to me. I forget some of the stuff that he said, but he was just be picking on me.
Right. And so my thought was, whenever you were bullied, how did y'all? Was there ever any resolution in your bullying situation?
What do you mean, like, resolution?
Like, was it resolved? Like, did it come to an end where you finally was an agreement by way of either school administration or parents or something, that it was resolved, it was taken care of? Was that ever happening in your situation? Mm-hmm. Okay, what? Tell me what happened.
So there's like this one time where this girl that I knew since pre-K, surprisingly.
Was it a lot? Okay, well, tell us about it. Because the girls can bully. Then we think that, sometimes they're the victims because they're, a little princess. But, us girls, we can be soft and we can irritate. And sometimes it's because we like somebody. We don't know how to tell them we like them, and so we bully them. But go ahead, what you were saying. This girl from preschool.
This girl from preschool, man, let me tell you something. This girl was on my heel. She used to hate me a lot. I used to hate her too. And the only thing we really had in common is, like, friends. Like, she knew a friend of mine's. Like she knows a friend of mine's, and I dated a friend of hers.
Okay, so that was y'all connection. but she constantly picked on you.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Like, she did not like that.
She didn't like that you were dating her friend. Oh, so that was the problem. Could have been a little jealousy there, being that she knew you longer. It could have been a little bit of jealousy. What do you think, Jay?
I do think, yeah, because most girls, because I had a girl in, I think it was like kindergarten or something like that. She kept picking on me, and I finally told the teacher, and she told the teacher that she just liked me, and I was like, well, if you like me, that's not how you show it.
That's
like,
not how you do it. And I think that maybe this is something that young people need to understand. Because I remember boys used to pull my hair.
Oh.
And stuff like that. All kind. Do we have people that pull your hair? Even today, they pull your hair.
Even today.
Even that, and this is the thing. You're growing your hair out, and I remember Jay, you were growing your hair out one time.
Yeah.
Did you have people pulling your hair?
I had some people pull my hair sometimes. It's like, just don't do that. Like,
I don't know why.
like, why?
Well, what do you think the reason why they pull your hair?
Because they I don't know why they do it. They just do it for no reason. Then I said all right now, that's the last time you pull my hair.
So how do they pull it? Let me see.
They
grab a handful of it.
Grab a handful of it. And then,
Is it most girls?
It's not even girls. It's the boys.
Now, why is a boy got his hand in another boy? That's weird to me.
I know.
That's real strange. Oh, so guys out there, just for the record, you might not want to do that. That looks a little strange with you running your hand through somebody else's hair. That's a little strange. But that's the stuff that young people, your age may do and think that that's cool, but it's really not that cool. I think that that's just another, for you, it may just be strange and weird, but to me, I see it mean. I think they're trying to inflict pain upon you. And that's just another way of bullying you by them doing stuff like, well, I'm just pulling your hair. But in actuality, the fact that they're pulling it so hard that it's painful says to me it's just another form of bullying. And I think that this is where we as parents, we really got to watch our children because we always think our children are the innocent ones. But other people know your kids better than you. Like, other people can experience your children in ways. They'll do things in front of other people that they won't do in front of you. And some of your children are bullies. Some of your kids out there are making it difficult for just young kids just to go to school and have a normal day. Especially sometimes when kids are privileged, they have more, I could say, they're financially in a better place than some kids, because kids who have less economically, they are the ones who sometimes take a hit on being bullied because they don't have the latest in shoes, fashion, all the things that make kids popular, so to speak. Since popularity for people your age is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes they'll give their left arm to be popular.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people I've heard gossip a lot of times, just from different girls. Like, there was a girl in my class that was not as popular, and I was pretty cool with her. And then you had these other girls that I knew. I wasn't, I didn't really talk to them or anything like that, but they would always talk about her behind her back, and I would always hear it. And, I didn't want to get into it. That's why, I don't.
Right.
So I was like,
it's girl chatting.
Yeah.
But you could see that they treated her badly behind her back and talked about her behind her back, and probably based off of what she had or didn't have. And a lot of times that happens. That's just a form of bullying to me. Yeah. That's a form of just taking advantage of people that have no ways or no means of changing their situation. Because kids can only get what their parents give them, and so to take and make them feel less than because they don't have the latest Jordans or the latest, fashion clothing and stuff like that. I think that this is something that parents, your children who are privileged, just be sure that your children are not out there wreaking havoc on other kids that don't have what your child has. And sometimes we just don't want to see our little Susie. I always say Susie, little Johnny.
Yeah.
That's my generic name. So if your child is Susie or Johnny, I'm not saying specifically them, but that's my little names that I come up with for generic names.
Yeah.
But make sure little Susie, little Johnny ain't out there making it hard on other people, because all of us, at some point, everyone I'm 60 years old, and I came up in school where bullying was happening. It doesn't stop, but we can make it better if we're just conscious of it happening. We can't witness another child being bullied and not say something, because I know you had teachers who watched you be bullied. Have you also had teachers that watched you being bullied?
Yeah, I mean, my
just one of your teachers.
Yeah.
I don't want to be specific.
Yeah, I know one of my teachers she just really didn't do much. I mean, she moved even after the fact of me running away, she still didn't move, the seats.
She still left it.
She just left it as what it is.
Right. And so that left you unconfirmed, feeling like, who's on my side? Who's taking up for me? That left you isolated. And that's the thing about teachers. You all have to be more than just educators in what's in the book. Y'all need to be educated on what's morally right. Like, if it was your child, how would you handle it if these children were doing this to your child? If this was your child, you have to put yourself in the position where you feel for the child that's being bullied, and not just sit back and think, oh, okay, well, it's not my child, or I don't have time. Because the moment somebody says something to your little Johnny or your little Susie, I know you're going to open up a can of kick butt. And whatever way that needs to happen, you're going to make it happen. So I think that this movement, I Am Somebody, and let me show you how it transcends to the bully. Just like I said earlier, the bully, I believe, feels less than. And so they find somebody else to deflect their bad feeling about how they feel about themselves. And they try to make someone else feel bad as they feel. And I think that that's what bullies do. And they thrive on it, because now by me taking it and attacking you in whatever way, be it physical, mental, whatever, that now I can hide whatever deficiencies I have about myself. No one's going to notice that I'm too scared. I too don't want to be bullied. I too am not a great fighter. I too may not have the best of clothes. I too go home to dramas, because sometimes bullies are being bullied at home. And so they come and take out on other people what's happening to them at home. They're being cussed out at home. They're being ridiculed, name called, either by older siblings, family members, or neighbors, or something like that. And then they come to school and take it out on guys like you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys have a tolerance for people to allow them to be the best of them. You are not trying to stand on top of anybody. And sometimes the good guys that are not trying to stand on top of anybody end up being stood on top of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Does that? Yeah. Speak to some of that. Like, what do you think about that?
Like, it's sometimes being, the nice guy can, nice guys don't always finish last. I'm gonna just point that out, because
right.
There have been times when I hold the door open for people at my school. I used to hold the door open at school, and I didn't hold it open just to gain something. I did it just because I wanted to, and people.
You were trained that way.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were trained that way too. You were trained to hold the door for ladies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
So it's just like, that's my point of not that nice guys don't finish last at all. Like, people acknowledge that I held the door open. Hey, you're that guy that holds the door open, or hey, hey, I know you from somewhere, and they and some people even try to give me money for it, and I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like,
Now you got a little side.
yeah, I was like, oh, I don't want any money. But in response to the bullies, if you just show them with, kindness, they aren't used to that. They're not used to, they're used to getting a reaction out of you. And if you show, if I, so like say if I kept like annoying someone,
Right.
and they, react, now I'm gonna, because nowadays if someone reacts and starts yelling at you, say stop doing that, they're gonna laugh because they think it's funny.
Right.
Then that's the
reaction they want.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted.
Right.
So if you just either ignore them completely, but even then they'll still keep going.
Right.
But if you say, "Oh man, thanks," I didn't know I had stood on my face. If they're picking at you, then take it as a sort of kindness.
Right.
Overshadow their
Immaturity.
Yeah, immaturity. Darkness with your light, and
That's right.
immaturity.
And I think that Micah expressed that earlier when he said that, I mean, I didn't not hit him back because I was afraid of him. I think he's expressed that many times. He's not like, I'm not afraid of my bullies. He says, but, they take it as, because I don't respond the way that they want me to respond, they take it as a weakness.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what you experience as well. It's like people take your chivalry, your kindness, your maturity, your humanity, and they minimize it as a weakness when in actuality it's a big strength.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big strength to be restrained, to not be barbaric when everybody wants you to be barbaric. I've seen these videos where people are instigating fights for video likes and for video viewing. And have any of you ever experienced that or the possibility of that?
Yeah, I mean, anytime there's a fight at school, someone's there to record it. And I remember I witnessed someone, literally it was a smaller dude, and he said, I forget what he said, I'm not going to waste my time with this big blankety blanky.
Right.
And the dude, he's big, tall, slapped him, and everyone recorded it, and he did the thing of what. So it's something that I probably would have done. I said that I probably wouldn't let someone slap me like that. That's just me. But he did the thing of getting slapped. Everyone, oh, whoa, and he just walked away.
Right. Micah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did the same thing when somebody punched me too.
You just walked away.
Yeah.
And they take that as weakness. In actuality, it may not be it may not be a weakness. In some, it may be because they're afraid. But in some, like in your case, Micah, you said, I'm not afraid. I just have enough respect for my mother, my father, my grandparents that have taught me that this is not how we handle disgruntled situations. And so he being the nice guy, like this guy right here could have been, he's being a nice guy, doesn't feel the need to respond to negativity in that way. And Mike is also one, he doesn't like to have trouble in school. So I don't want to get in trouble with the principal, because if you fight, it's automatic, right?
Yeah.
They're automatic shutdown for both sides, no matter what. And so that already. So his response was, I believe, a strength, because he's able to process that this is going to bring trouble and I don't want the trouble. And so he just withheld his natural response, which would have been to, you punch me and punch back.
Yeah.
Because he already had a response with this gentleman, this young guy. When he pushed him back. Now it's escalating. And so your not escalating with him was actually a sign of strength. And not, because like you say, you weren't afraid, but you just didn't want it to go to where you got in trouble.
Yeah. Now, honestly, No, honestly, like, I actually, like, during middle school, actually, I have been to a few fights, actually. Like, that first one when I did get punched, and there's, like, 2 more with the same dude.
Where you did y'all fight?
Yeah, we fought but in the locker room, and it was in front of, it was in front of people that I knew.
Okay.
So the second fight, I don't even want to talk about this one.
Go ahead.
It's-
Second fight,
It was so nasty. Ooh.
y'all were fighting each other.
Yeah, we were fighting. So basically, I was put. I mean, really, I started honestly. I was basically just playing around with him. Jump, like trying to jump over him. But he really took that personal, and so like he had knocked me down, and so I came up behind. So I jumped on him again, but this time I made him fail, and I meant to do it too. So once we started going in the locker room, I tried to hold my position. I tried to stay up as long as I could. But like the dude, like he was stronger than me. He was like, I wouldn't say buffed, but you know,
Yeah, he was stronger.
yeah, he was stronger.
So he was able to knock you down.
He wasn't able. I mean, he didn't really knock me down. Like his punches were weak, but I was just like this, like this. And so as soon as I got that position, then all of a sudden, I see like all of a sudden I see his behind in the air. Dude literally put his behind in my face. I didn't even have time to react.
He put his naked butt to your face.
Yes, in my face, and he let it rip. Let it rip. Like,
Wow. And this is all happening in the locker room.
mhm.
Where's the teachers?
Oh, Coach Burns. So Coach Burns,
Don't call her names.
well, Coach specifically, he was in his room. I mean,
His office.
yeah, his office.
Mhm.
He didn't see it.
Oh, okay. But this is something that you didn't report. You didn't report. And this is just something more of his belittling you, trying to make you feel less than. Tell me what that did for you when he did that. How did you feel?
I felt like no, I'm getting my get back. I don't care if it's today or tomorrow. I'm getting my get back, and that's exactly what I did. I got my get back because he was really talking about you. Like that's the main reason why I got my get back because of you. Because he was talking about you, and you're like an important person to me.
Oh, well, I tell you this, that's something that bullies do as well to try to get you going. They try to talk about your family, try to, come at your, loved ones because they're trying to get you to get going and all of that. But you don't ever have to fight for me. I always say anytime thing somebody can't say to my face, obviously they ain't got that kind of juice no way. So it's all good. But with you can't let people provoke you to that. My thing is find your place where regardless of what people say, they can't pull you there. You have to find that place. You have to find that place as well, right? You've now graduated high school. And so what would you think would be a way of contributing back to those that are not graduated yet? A way that you could help people to understand the detriment to bullying.
I'd say don't belittle the situation, because that's how bullying continues. Because if you just say, "Oh, they're just roughhousing," or "Oh, they're just doing this,"
Just kids.
they're just kids, or like belittling the situation makes it to where the bully is like, "Oh, I can keep doing this because you don't care." If you show that you care and you show that, you know, this kid that's getting bullied has a wall of protection around him, has, if he does the slightest thing, he's getting out of here,
Right.
then like he's not gonna want to mess with them.
Right.
And that's what it happened to me, is that I had people to back me up. I had people to, support me.
You said people, you talking about classmates?
Yeah, I had classmates to support me. Like, 'cause anytime someone mentions his name, like the friend that chose him over me, they said, I talked to one of my friends, they said, him? Like, are you, like, is she, like,
Right.
like, he's not even, like, and that's another thing that I want, kids to also realize is that, not to say that you're better than the bully at all, because everyone's here.
Right.
But know your own worth. And because that's the main goal of the bully, to make your worth seem
Right.
that small.
Exactly. And I think that that's what we recognize. I think I've recognized that is that most, and this, let me tell you this, bullies who don't learn to be better people as kids grow up to be adult bullies. So bullying doesn't stop in kids. If the bully doesn't learn better behavior as a child, unfortunately, I see it. Adults that bully other people as adults. It has to be something that's addressed. I am somebody is a movement. It's the thing that we got to recognize. The bully needs help, and the one being bullied needs help. People rallying around to let the person that's being bullied know, listen, I see you. I'm on it. I'm here to protect. I'm here to guard. I'm here to redirect this person's energy. And then the bully needs to know that, listen, you can be a good person. You don't have to do this or that in order to be somebody. You are somebody without making somebody else feel bad.
Yeah, and I think the crazy thing about my most recent bully is that he was claimed to be Christian.
That's the sad part.
That's the crazy part about it.
I know.
And you got the same thing, claim to go to church, love God, but come around and say and do just about anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is the thing with you guys. I think that the reason why I did this show is because summer is about to start. And unfortunately, bullying continues. Next year, when you go to school and you to college, I hate to tell you, in college, they're bullies.
Oh, yeah.
There are bullies there too. But I hope that you too grab the concept of I am somebody. I am somebody, therefore I don't have to be subject to bullying. And I am somebody, and I see the bully needs somebody. He needs to be encouraged that he doesn't have to be the way he is as well. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I think it's to the saying that people say, kill him with kindness.
Kill him with kindness. Kill the bullying mentality with kindness. And I think that that's what we've tried to foster that. This is not the first time that we've experienced bullying with Micah, but we try to foster atmospheres or times where we can maybe, because sometimes when people don't know who you really are, they don't know the type of person you are, they have a tendency to put up walls and ostracize you just because they can't relate to you. But if they get to know you, they'll realize you're just a great guy. Mm-hmm. You're a good person, and that, they can actually be friends with you. And I think that sometimes in bullying that happens. You don't really know the person, so you automatically, adults do it too. I hate to tell y'all that, but adults do it too. When we don't know people, we have a tendency to ostracize and or treat people unkindly, and it's based on a lot of things: financials, looks, status as to your job you have or something like that. We have people who look down on other people because they have a better job than this other person or what they consider a better job. Some people are just happy doing what they do, and it's not about money. But bullying doesn't stop. But if we don't stop ourselves recognizing that I am somebody, recognizing that I have value, worth, they have value and worth, bullying will continue.
Yeah, and I think that there are even videos out there with social experiments about people going out there and trying to be nice to a person, and then it's adults looking down on the person like, you're not worth my time. But who is worth my time?
Right. It's amazing to me how sometimes we as human beings, and then I can only imagine what our Father in heaven thinks of us sometimes. Or yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God for Jesus, huh?
Oh no.
And that's another thing. You get bullied sometimes just because of your faith and your belief as young Christians. Not that you do it all right, but who does, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you get your cage rattled just because you are holding a standard of some sort and that you love God and this is what you claim to be is a believer. What do you think, Micah? You get hassled for being a believer?
I mean, not basically that. It's just mainly reason why I get bullied because of my looks.
Right.
Like people are saying I got a big nose, I got big lips. I mean,
people pay for that. I hate to tell you that people go under the knife to get all the things that they said is wrong with you. It's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those hold on to those lips because I tell you they're valuable. And this is the thing. A lot of times in the stages of teenager years, your body is growing, and so when you get to be an adult man, it's all going to equal out. When you think you got a big nose, no. When you're a 30-year-old man, it's perfect on your face. It's just like kids with with big feet. They may get their feet first. Sometimes they you got a 10-year-old with a size 12. But then they eventually their foot's gonna stop growing and they're gonna match their foot. But in the awkward stages, this is sometimes where young people miss it, and they start pointing out what they consider flaws, but they're not flaws. It's just the way that your body's growing. Certain parts of you may grow faster than other parts of you, but by the time you reach your maturity, because trust me and believe me, this both of you are very good looking men, and don't worry about that. There's the poppy collar. Yeah, go poppy collar. You guys will be the ones that young women who are striving to have a good relationship, a good husband, they'll be looking for you too, because you guys have what it takes for that. So just for the future, remember you heard it first here on the round table, that these young men will make great husbands to some young woman one day. And trust me, your looks is not a problem, and neither is yours, sir. So my show today, just to say, let's do better. Let's be mindful. You're somebody, I'm somebody, they're somebody. The bully, you, sir, ma'am, young man, young woman, you're somebody too. The moment you recognize it, you won't have to pick on someone else about what they are or not. You'll be comfortable in your skin, which will in turn allow you for them to be comfortable in theirs. So till then, stop picking on folks. Learn to do right. Learn to be good to people. And just remember this, scripture. Scripture is, come on, you got scripture for me?
I got the scripture.
Come on, bring that scripture.
This is for people who are being bullied. It says, it's Isaiah 66, verse 5. It says, hear this message from the Lord, all you who tremble at his words. Your own people hate you and throw you out for being loyal to my name. Let the Lord be honored. They scoff. Be joyful in him, but they will be put to shame.
Boom. See, this, I think about all the young people when we were younger, the guys that got picked on, the guys girls who were, see, what you call an ugly duckling today will be that beauty queen down the road. What you call as a nerd or weird guy, I'm sure Bill Gates was called all of those things, but there's probably not a woman on this earth that wouldn't want to be his wife. I'm sure Musk, same thing, a weirdo. The doctor who put more in his study than he did on his back and shoes and clothes and trying to be impressive. but now he may be the CEO of a thriving medical practice. Never, ever, ever think you know what a person's going to be down the road. The people that I think one time, Michael B. Jordan, the actor, confronted one of his little bullies one time on the red carpet. She came up and she was doing an interview with him, and she made mention that we knew each other in school, and he says, "Oh, you're the one that used to call me a name," and she was like, "No, I didn't," and he was like adamant, "You did." But now here you are on the red carpet interviewing me. I'm the celebrity, and and not just a celebrity, but a very handsome celebrity. But at the time, he was a nerdy looking or whatever. She felt like he was just not worth it for her. And now look at him. So be careful and be mindful. In the meantime, to remember to pray. And let's do it God's way. And folks, check your children. Check the children's phones to make sure that there's not things in there that would show that they are bullying someone else. Remember, you are somebody, and so am I. See you next week.
Childhood memories, great smiles, jumping off a swing. I was dodging from the anger, man, I'm ducking from a swing. Mama turning down the kettle, daddy's letting off his steam. Mama tried to